I need that music just to fade and just keep going for a while. We just like keep going. This is awesome.
Well, no,
Sean,
we have to get to the conversation at some point. We can't just let it just keep.
well, welcome. Another episode 2 days in a row. This is awesome. This is Pitch It Live.
I feel like we should just more often, like daily, just daily beyond. I'm sure, because I'm sure there's so many people that want to see us daily.
We should. Hot topics in the industry and so forth. That'd be pretty awesome. We could
I'm
kill it.
down.
Because you're an amazing co-host
Well,
and a friend.
You're an amazing
and a
host
business
and friend
leader.
too, Mia Moore.
Oh, see, I got it back this time.
So how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. IT Nation Evolve was pretty awesome. They're finishing up this week out there. I'm actually home today because it's been out of the office all week long, and I was like, I'm just gonna do some work in my office, go live from my home office. Been fun. Lot of connections. I love the community. The ELT being down there, having the meeting at the same time, really having that show and tell and dog and pony show and all this other stuff, seeing what's going on, and an Ask Me Anything session. So it's pretty cool seeing that stuff.
I saw some posts from Brad Scow about that. I love Ask Me Anything because that just leaves so much opportunity to ask so many questions.
Yes, yeah. And they'll get answered, and they're real, they're genuine, and building trust, and ConnectWise is working really hard with that. So
I like it. I'm glad. I would like to have been there, but I was busy here because these next few weeks are probably the busiest time of the year for me. Because of exactly what we're here to talk about today, which is Pitch It, right?
Yeah, we're here to talk about Pitch It. So what's going on the next couple of weeks, Sean, that makes you so busy?
So busy. So busy is that we have going on right now. Today is officially the last day for you and I to bring on guests of the 20 of the vendors that are all participating in Pitch It this year for this class, this season, right? Next week is the Battle Royale with Cheese. And what that Battle Royale is the preliminaries that we're partnering up with Channel Program to put at the end of the 16 weeks. It's time to start to separate everybody. We need the best 3. So over the next 2 weeks, we're going to have 6 total days of pitching going on internally, private sessions, along with public, which is the Battle Royale, for partners to go on and vote. Actually, they don't vote, they do polling questions. But those polling questions quantify into numbers, which is part of the way we quantify, determine who the top 3 vendors that are going to be to make it onto the next round, which is the finals. It's the only next round. Those finals take place at IT Nation Connect, November 6th. Location to be determined in the conference, because we're looking for a very big room. We're expecting over 1,000 people to come and watch it this year. So
great,
right? And they're all competing for first place is 70 grand, second place is 30, third place Marvin B steak knives.
That's pretty awesome. It's exciting. It's pretty cool. Well, without further ado, I want to jump into this because we have some really cool people here today. Sudhir and Steve, right, from xAmplify and RYTHMz. So it's really cool. So 2 companies I haven't, been exposed to and haven't seen. So it's just, I love this part of the program where we get to just get to know them, to know their product and their how they got into creating this particular thing, because it's solving a lot of problems in the space. Those 3 promises remember McGee made, and this is helping that out. So
well, you figure, especially, I mean, the one that stands out right away is the more innovation faster, right? That's the one that stands out first for everybody, because this is a whole competition on innovators. So the innovation happens like this, right? So, but the innovation only takes place because of they're trying to make it easier to do business with. Fact. Innovations take place because of that alone. And when we talk about, along with this, that investment, a lot of these guys are bootstrapped. So when you talk about investing more in partner growth, they are literally putting their own money in to really ensure the success of all these partners. So it's a big deal. I'm so glad I'm part of the competition. I'm so glad that all these vendors are part of it with us. We've had such great, dude, think about it. This is our 3rd year, you and I, doing these live streams. And it's come so far.
Every year we get better and better, right?
Well, we do. I don't know. We couldn't get worse, I feel like. So we're doing way better.
Very true.
Very true.
So Sean, next week is also not a big week just for you, but next week is also another really big event. And I think I just
Good.
spoke with a lot of people down here in Denver. They're flying directly from here to APAC,
That is correct. Oh,
the IT Nation Sydney.
yes, Sydney, Australia, which, by the way, my second daughter's name is Sydney because I love the name Sydney. So I should have been on the trip, but I wasn't. Alan Common, I think you're watching this. Thanks for not sending me to a place I really wanted to go forever. But that's besides the point. Moving on now.
Yeah, get registered. Hang out next week.
Yes.
A lot of intense, a lot of sessions. I know I have some Brett's going out there. They'll do a little chatting, and we're doing pre-day. IT Nation Grow is out there again. So a lot of things going on next week. So
Yep.
be sure to register for that. And with that, I want to make sure I remind everybody, like, share, subscribe, but also comment. This is an interactive experience, as I like to call it. So you never know what you're going to get. We want you to be part of the conversation. Feel free to, ask your questions, leave some comments. We will be sure and share them on here. Sean and I will be keeping an eye on that as we go throughout this. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring on Steve Copeland from RYTHMz.
Hi, how are you? Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Never better.
Yeah, you're wearing the wrong shirt for the first time. I'm in my office, and Sean is wearing the wrong shirt for our.
I wore this shirt. I wore this shirt on purpose because you were on. I already knew who my guest was, so I put this on. Just saying, but I still have Darth. We know that. So
yeah.
I'm not one of those. I think you can only like one or the other. You can like both.
No, I'm a fan of both. I'm a fandom of both.
Yeah, you don't have to dislike one just because you like the other. I don't
just Lord of the Rings.
Well, I like Lord of the Rings. I don't like the new Hobbit movies. Those were horrible, but the book of Hobbit were good. Lord of the Rings movies were phenomenal. Come on, man. Come on.
So I just lost.
Hey, Adam, welcome back, Adam. Welcome back to the show, Adam.
Welcome back to the show, Adam. It was great to have you here.
Yeah, so Steve, let's talk a little about you and RYTHMz, okay? Because Adam is really not doing a good job right now.
Just getting there, I was like, you're talking about these whole shirts and everything, and then we have the whole Star Wars thing going on. So, yeah. Anyway, so Steve, tell us a little bit about RYTHMz. What do you guys do?
So RYTHMz does 5G connectivity, and not traditional 5G. We actually do bonded 5G, including with the local area networks that are out there for SMBs. Talking about true, real failover. And the way we do it is I had 3 principles when we founded this company. One was we needed to be carrier agnostic, meaning I didn't care which carrier it is, so I can actually run it on consumer cellular. The other one needed to be unlimited bandwidth, no matter which carrier. And the other one was true hot bonding failover. So I wanted to make sure that we had true failover, solving the problem that every SMB in the nation has. And that is true connectivity.
So, okay. Why'd you do it?
So, I think you may have heard the story once or twice. I was an MSP. I worked for in-house IT. I worked for a small company called Spam Soap a long time ago as well. So I was in the space. I left, and then Sean and I met when I was at a vodka company. So at the vodka company, we did the Cisco Live Engage event, and then right after that, after the shutdown, we did a big party, and the party lost connection. My boss said, "Fix it." So I went to go rent a bunch of these boxes that you can find out there, and they rent for $1,800 a day. So if you see those little Wi-Fi event things, they're paying $1,800 a day for it. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm going to go build one. I'm going to go buy one. So I went to go buy one. It's $20,000 or so. And then I'm like, all right, well, somebody listed it all on their website. So I whipped out my Dremel and built it in my garage. And then we got to do a test of it. And my first test was a small place called the Rose Bowl for a Coldplay concert. And it worked.
Wow.
So I was like, wait a minute. There's something here. I did something good finally. So we came up with this in January, and I was like, we had a fiber sniffing backhoe. Anybody have those? Where the backhoe just kind of goes down and cuts the fiber?
Yes.
For one of my friends, and he goes, dude, can I borrow that box, his MSP? And we brought it out, and they ran on it for 3 weeks. So it really became this kind of, I think fate had to hit me on the top of the head 10 times before I figured out I need to go in the MSP space, and we launched in February.
So let's go back to how many people were at the Rose Bowl?
On the system or at the Rose Bowl? It was 95,000 at the Rose Bowl. We had about 500 per box on the system at any given time.
Nice. So
wow.
So literally, it's offering signal to 500 at least.
Yeah, 500.
How much is there a certain amount that can be on? Did you figure out the ratio for this yet?
It is. So it's per SIM card because we bond them together, right?
Sure.
So per SIM card is about 100 because we're not using. It's not like a high hotspot. Our box is big. Our antennas are huge. I was literally joking that I should have.
Now you're bragging.
Size does matter. And then with that piece of it, the antennas actually grab more signal. So when we were there, the CEO of the Rose Bowl came down and said, "Can you just leave these boxes?" So we actually brought in one of our partners to do their golf course now, because golf course, for some reason, they don't like to dig up the fairways. I don't know why.
That's weird. They're mostly built on landfills, but somehow they don't want to dig. So it's amazing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, as soon as they get that grass going good, they're done. So you can't touch it.
Oh, right.
So we've done a lot with that with some of our partners. We've done a lot of the golf course piece, but we've brought in one of our partners at Brookside because now they want to have Wi-Fi there. So per SIM, it's about 100. And because the boxes are bigger, if you use a little Wi-Fi, MiFi, you know what I'm talking about, the little boxes that everybody carry around for like 10 years, you can't get more than 2 or 3 people on that thing before the thing just bogs down. So
for sure,
we kind of built this thing to be that. Interestingly enough, right now we have 2 vendors I've had to turn into MSPs because they did my cardinal sin that I've talked about for the last 6 months. Because no MSP has ever had this where you get called saying, "Hey, it's Thursday. On Monday, we're opening our new office. Can you get us the internet?" It never happened.
So are you considered a carrier? You're not a carrier. You just link
So that's what's interesting about coming out. What I saw when I did a lot of research in here, there is something coming out called carrier service providers. A lot of master agents that are telecom agents are jumping into cybersecurity, trying to jump into MSPs. It's almost the same as like 2015, 16, 17, when all the ERP guys were doing the same thing. The CRM guys, there's a Salesforce guy going, "I can manage your server." And all of that, it's almost that same marketplace at that time. So what we did, we said, all right, well, we're just going to work with MSPs. This is my space. I never thought I would come back. And I think Sean and I have talked personally.
Yeah, he cried about it. He cried about it.
I thought about it, but it was like, I'm good. You know, I'm happy over here. I get to go to Formula 1 races with a vodka company. It's pretty cool. Why would I do it? And I've never been more happy than I have been for last year. Coming back into this space and working with people and sitting down and talking to managed service providers at this point has been not just about my product, about everything. It's been great.
Awesome. And going back to it, even the whole master agency piece, the whole, are you you're not a carrier? That's obvious. You're not a carrier because you would literally be locked into one direction, but you're not. So you could actually partner with carriers, MSPs, master agents, and distributors.
Yeah, so I'm technically a master agent, but what I worked out with Verizon, so our SIM cards for Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T shortly are all unlimited bandwidth. So we have one out right now doing 60 gigs a day, running 25 phones on it. So and my partner lied to me; he didn't tell me they had VoIP, and I was like, dude. But they're running 60 gigs a day on it, and they went down. They had some degradation of service, and one of our better Steve, our solutions engineer, called and got T-Mobile to fix the cell tower. And our partner went, "How did that happen?" And I'm like, "Well, I have hundreds of SIM cards." So we're granddaddying into this unlimited piece. It's really the carrier relationship that I've developed through Verizon, through T-Mobile, that we're and when I did it, I literally said to them, I was in a big meeting with Verizon execs. Talk about having a fun time. Sean, you would have loved this. I'm sitting there and I go, I'm not just going to sell your SIMs and I'm not going to put your logo on my website. And they went, wait, you're not going to, I go, no, the thing that gives us the strength is multi-SIM, multi-carrier. It's not just the ability to do it with one.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's important. I think the agnostic piece is extremely important for the, especially when we talk about go-to-market. Anytime there's a go-to-market strategy, you're looking at market share, you can't be consumed with one vendor or one manufacturer or one distributor. You also can't be consumed with one industry, you know, again, because you lose your mass market appeal. So I really appreciate that.
For sure. So one thing I think, you know, would be good to transition as well, but I want to also give a shout out to Devin. You know, Devin's really great. He's down in Texas. He has all sorts of problems. I think there was a hurricane through there. You know, this device could, you know, be used in some of those situations. So, you know, Devin, AJ, you know, I hear you guys.
It was interesting when that happened. I had to stop signing up partners. We ran out of boxes. I had to shoot an email to all the MSPs that we had met in Houston and say, guys, I'm so sorry. I need at least a week to catch up. So yeah, no, it hits for that. It does disaster recovery. The big interesting piece that's really starting to come out is cybersecurity. And I have a background in that because of the MSP side of it and things I've used to do. The first thing you do in a cybersecurity when you have an attack is you turn off the internet.
There you go. That's an picture.
Yep. that is taking a life of its own from a previous podcast.
Yeah, for sure. This is awesome. We'll keep talking about this for. I'm going to put you back in the green room. We're going to bring Sudhir on.
Sounds great.
All right, Sudhir from xAmplify. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you doing, Adam?
I'm doing fantastic. Weather is
awesome.
I'm
here too, Sudhir. I'm here too, Sudhir. Just so you know, I mean, just talk to Adam. I'll just sit back and wait till you guys are done. Take your time.
Yeah,
I know, Sean. I'm more worried because you are here. You understand my world better than anybody else.
Yes, let's talk about your world. This is your time to shine, Sudhir. Tell everybody, what the hell do you do?
xAmplify is a sales and marketing growth platform for MSPs. It is built ground up for the MSPs, or rather partners in general, people who sell somebody else's product. You know, how do they market? How do they sell? This is for that. Our platform integrates with ConnectWise. It integrates with HubSpot. It integrates with the ConnectWise PSA as well. That's how we are in the PitchIT competition.
Yep. So can we back up a little bit though, right? Because you work with you're more of an enablement platform first,
right?
Between vendor and partner and bridging the gap on the lack of communication between the two and operations and functionality.
Right.
So sales and marketing of my product.
And then all the players in the ecosystem, like the MSP or the partner can have their own account. The vendor can have their own account. The marketplace, which we have all the three. The MSP side of the business has just started for us. That's how we are a startup. On the vendor side, we've been at it for last 4 years. We have a lot of telecom, UCaaS, cybersecurity vendors who use our platform as their partner portals. So some of the MSPs would be familiar with us. But then now we've added a lot of features for the MSP world itself, where there's a bi-directional sync between a deal registration form, which you do it with a vendor, and it comes into your ConnectWise PSA as well. We do the copying for that. So now, again, if you ask me, why would that be like a cool thing? If you look at it as an MSP or as a partner, I mean, you don't have a single place where you have your pipeline. Your pipeline is always distributed because you are putting deal registration in different vendors, all the places. How are you going to track and how are you going to keep that updated? In this case, we just do the entire activity for you in one place.
Yep. And so again, you're bringing everything into one platform, easy access, single pane of glass, given the ability for partners and vendors to collaborate, help to grow the business and resell what you need to do.
Correct.
So got it. And so I think people need to understand it, because the difference is, and if anybody ever has been in the space for a while, it comes back to the conversation of like Salesforce communities they always try to go with. And Salesforce communities is a PRM light at best, right?
Right.
They were about opportunity management only at the very best. They don't do marketing and sales enablement as a whole. So you give the ability for co-branded, or white labeled, or one
Exactly.
or single branded content, and across the board. So you also have a repository
Yeah,
for content?
we do have a repository as well, but mostly our whole aim is for all the vendors not only track their opportunities, which is probably their priority, which is right. It also is to help the MSPs or the partners to go through the selling motion and how they
Yeah.
can help them to sell it. So, for example, we were just talking. I mean, Steve was here right now. I mean, I'm sure there are so many MSPs who are trying to find new customers. They could probably use help from Steve's marketing
But they don't
collateral.
know what to do. They don't know what to do. So, so the common problems we see is vendors have a difficulty time sharing what they have going on content wise. Also, given a roadmap or a playbook or whatever it may be on how to market and sell their stuff. Also, how to communicate with them well too, back and forth as well.
Exactly, and all of these things can be done very easily on our platform because both the parties can have their own systems built on our platform.
Yep, and that makes sense to me. So, does that make sense to you, Adam? Because
What?
Does that make sense to you, Adam?
I was
Adam is doing.
sorry. I have like 5 different messages coming in from a lot of different people.
Oh God!
I was like,
Adam gets caught up in technology, man. When you get too deep in technology conversation, cybersecurity calls are the worst.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, cybersecurity is good. Let me ask this. You know, this is targeted for MSPs.
Yes,
but can I challenge you a little bit? And maybe it's for the vendors of the MSPs partnership program.
it's for both the side of it. We when we launched our platform, it was for the vendors, but now we enabled a lot of things for the MSPs as well, and that's how the integration started.
Yeah,
I love watching this. Sudhir, you have no idea how enjoyable this is to me to watch Adam because he struggles with this because he's all over the place at this point.
when I'm watching you, you're just giggling. I'm like, what the heck?
Because I'm watching. Watch the previous videos of any cybersecurity conversation we have and watch Adam's face because he's like, whatever. That's
what's good. It's connecting the vendors with the partner and then be able to sell through. This is quite interesting. It's you know, yes, you're targeting MSPs. This is great. You're involved in PitchIT and so forth right now. And you know, it's because I'm looking at your site right now for the first time, and I'm like, it does co-marketing, MDF fund distribution, you know, and those are types of things that, like, okay, does a MSP have those type of things?
Exactly. And the MDF, that's a good point. I mean, we got, with Sean being there, I get digressed a little bit. I'm not sticking to my script as well. Sean, thank you. So
you're doing well. You're doing well. You know, a common problem is, as an owner and entrepreneur, you guys want to talk about all the nuts and bolts, and it's so you're proud of them, and you should be because it's a lot of work. The challenge is, how do you make sure it's fine-tuned into a story to tell people?
Right. So let me just look on the MDF topics. So on our platform, any campaign that you run, you can create the proof of execution and give it to any of your vendors to get money for your campaigns that you're doing for them. It's built for the channel. That's why it is there. If the vendor is on the platform, they can automatically see it. So it's today when you're running your marketing campaigns, I mean, you are doing something with the vendors know, but it's a lot of work, a lot of operational headache where you lose a lot of revenue on the table.
I would agree with that. And I think with the lack of transparency and the operations behind it, that's what you struggle with. I mean, think about one of the biggest challenges I noticed just running channel programs in general is you don't have that luxury of somebody being in the office with you, like your direct sales team. It's a disparate sales team. So you struggle. So if you say, let's do a pipeline review with a channel manager that runs a territory.
Exactly.
And also they work out, and this is a question, this is something you should probably address as well. If I'm a vendor, we use Salesforce, right? And the partners use the PSAs, right? It doesn't matter, whatever one, right? So my pipeline and all my information's in Salesforce.
Correct.
Theirs is in the PSA. So is there going to be a challenge between the two? Like, how does that work?
So what we do is we have built our integration with Salesforce. So when a vendor comes, they create the deal rich form. I mean, we have made it super easy. It's all API driven. It just takes less than 10 minutes for the deal registration form to be done. The same thing applies on the PSA side when an MSP comes and integrates with ConnectWise. After that, whenever a MSP does a deal reg to that vendor, we automatically sync with Salesforce and the PSA. If a stage or a status change for a particular opportunity, we sync it back. We sync it 4 times a day, actually.
So, okay. And when you're syncing, what is the difference in the setup? Like what are we syncing here? Because it's bi-directional.
Just bi-direction, just the status and any changes to the opportunity itself.
And is it so? And again, what challenges in this for a partner that's some systems they use don't offer really strong opportunity management.
Correct.
Whereas we know Salesforce does, right? Are they able to help to make that easier? Is there anything that changes? Is there any special roles, or can they just work as always, business as usual, as far as the partner is concerned, or they have to do anything special?
They don't have to do anything special. They just have to log into their ConnectWise PSA. That's all what they have to do. Rest of it, we just do automatically the entire thing. That's our integration, and that's how we are available on the ConnectWise marketplace.
Cool. Okay.
So
Adam,
this makes it easier.
Yeah. This is good. I wanted to bring back Steve back into the conversation.
Oh yes, here it goes.
Hey,
there he is. We have some rhythms and we have some rhymes, and now we have xAmplifys.
that was a great beat.
Thank you, Adam.
I felt like I was in El Segundo and I lost my watch, not my wallet.
Adam, can you put your hat on so you can be more like third base next time you rap? Because I'd rather hear third base.
Yeah. There's like two people on this call that know who that is.
That's exactly. All right. So first off, both of you have technologies that do enablement in its own right. That's fact. One enables better Wi-Fi and better just everything as far as services are included with that. The other enables, actually, again, you guys should be talking.
Yeah, we're going to. I actually plan to, because some of the things that we're going to be doing is we're doing historic outages and predictive outages to help our MSP partners figure out where things are at. The predictive outages are coming out through AI. That would be great to be on the xAmplify platform. So I'm going to be definitely talking with Sudhir about that, so that our partners can see that and get that. And the joke I always say is, when your air conditioner goes out, you call the guy who left the magnet. So that's exactly what we want to do.
Spot on.
There's some fans from the previous rap battle that just really love that. I'm just throwing it out there.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
You're just being nice.
Or you're lying to us. Either or.
Yeah. So, Steve, did you work for MSP prior?
I did. I worked for In-House IT, which is in Orange County, California. That ended up. Yeah, I was the director of project services for In-House IT for a long time. And then I opened my own and sold it 3 years later. So
awesome.
And I did it without stealing a client. I love saying that, because I didn't take one client from my MSP. In fact, when I had him coming at me from in-house, I would call the CEO. And to me, that's just the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. I like that, because I think it's important. First off, you don't need to steal clients. There's plenty. I used to do a talk I did a talk on stage last year where I break down the percentages of actual businesses out there for MSPs.
Oh yeah.
In the most random places, because like you're at ASCII and you're at Jersey, but it's not really Jersey. It's Pudunk, Jersey. But that's fine. But then I broke down. I would actually pull up all their stats and be like, hey, 50% of small to medium-sized businesses don't know how to implement their cybersecurity. Did you know 45% don't know how to implement any cloud-based digital anything? Do you know that 60% don't know how to apply to implement they work from home, remote workforce stuff? I'm like, that sounds like everything you guys do, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so just in this area alone right here is 240,000 small to medium-sized businesses.
Yeah.
So,
and then you can even break it into industries and break it down. So we have all that information and mapped it out as well. So
I broke it into 2 simple categories. I broke it down into like hospitality being one big one, because that covers a lot. And if you don't, if you don't focus on that, you don't want to, and I get it. And then the other was the services side of like if it was like accounting, financial, or legal, healthcare. Those are
Well,
all.
even you throw retail in there. There's a lot. So we have a bunch of categories.
Hospitality would be like retail though in a way. That's my point. Like, and if you, most MSPs, they either are doing POS system setups or they're not. That's what I've noticed. Like the ones that don't, they don't want to touch it. So I'd break it just in two categories because I didn't want to get into all the muddy piece. But they'd have to look at me and say, so what's your problem with growing? Tell me how you can't grow.
No.
You're talking 100,000 freaking businesses. Put your face on it.
We had one of our partners that's literally making bank on one of our boxes for food trucks. I didn't even think that was possible because he went out and he goes to the food truck guy and he goes, he brought me into the call and he goes, help me close it. I go, sure. And so the first thing I asked, I go, how many times does your POS work? The little square thing, right? And the guy goes, 75% of the time. And I went, so 3 out of 4 of your customers can buy product. And he goes, nobody ever said it like that. And I'm like, what if we made that 90 out of 100? Wouldn't that be better? Right? Like,
actually, dude, put it this way. I would not, if I was the food truck guy, I would literally go to like where there's like events and there's a bunch of food trucks.
Yeah.
And they did for my service.
That's what he did. It's exactly what he did. And he put up Wi-Fi so we could do Wi-Fi. So then he put up Wi-Fi and it's a capture device. So now he gets all the leads of everybody that comes up too. He's loving it. He's like ready to do 5 more boxes in Denver. He's like, the greatest thing ever.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it is.
Oh my God. All right, good, Adam. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna, for Sudhir, what's been kind of some of the big milestones in your organization so far?
We again, I just wanted to make a comment on Steve when he said he didn't steal any customers. Steve was good, but I think most of the other guys have this problem about customers being stolen. It's easy, right? You already know the budget. You don't have to create the entire budget and things like that. So
I'll do it $10 less, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I know. I just wanted to give a shout out on that, and I'm sure a lot of the MSPs have this problem. How do you talk about this? I did face all these things. I mean, I have a background in services company, so I see this thing, and I've faced this a lot of time actually. And again, I don't know. It's very, very funny how you lose customers everywhere, right? It's very, very tricky. Now, coming back to your question, Adam, I should answer exactly to the question. Sean, I remember it. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for getting back to the question. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So the three things that happened for us is first we launched our vendor side of the platform, then we launched the marketplace, then we launched the MSP side of it, which was like probably 6 months back, and now we've launched the marketplace side of it. So the three side of the platform was launched in the last 4.5 years. It's crazy.
So, do you have any strategic partnerships that we should know about, like that you work with?
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of sales partnership. We have a bunch of marketing agency partnership who help the vendors or MSPs with their campaigns, and we have platform partnerships like HubSpot, ConnectWise, and some other PSAs as well.
I love how. Thank you, Sudhir, for being an adult while Steve was being a child over there playing with whatever he was playing with that he dropped. So
that was my OCD kicking in. I'm trying to make sure that I wasn't like distracted, and I distracted myself. So I'll put myself in timeout. I apologize.
So you actually you've done strategic partnerships with everybody that's probably with a specific skill set that's added to what you guys do as a business.
Right. Absolutely.
From platform to services.
Platform to services, yes. And platform has been pretty helpful as well, because again, we had the benefit of building, again, we compete with others. They've been there for a long time. We had the benefit to build it on cloud, everything. So it's much easier, API, automation, machine learning, a lot of those things we use it, and we had the chance to use it. GDPR as a concept, data privacy protection, is not new for us. We started it with that. So everything is always secure. I mean, it is baked in the architecture, not like some of my competitors. I mean, I can go on that, but I shouldn't. I'll stick to my topic.
Oh, for sure. Good. That's good. So this platform, I mean, it looks like it does some commission reporting. It looks like it does some of these other like analytics type
Yeah.
things, market analytics and so forth.
There's a
Do you
lead-
host the landing pages, or because I know we have in our instance we have HubSpot. We're
Love
have
it.
CMS. We have all those things with HubSpot. So how does that
You-
work?
Okay, so you can create landing pages. So like as Steve mentioned, let me come back a little bit digression. Okay, like he doesn't want to put any like Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T. It's a problem, right? You can actually put all of them as well in one page, just saying I work with everybody, or you can just say I don't put. Most MSPs also don't want to put any vendors, because in the cloud world, with all these with in today's time, if somebody sees a vendor logo on the MSP's website, they go and they go to the vendor itself directly, thinking that they'll get a better price or whatnot. We on our platform, MSP or a vendor can create a landing page. A vendor can create their own landing page, give it to an MSP. MSP can create their own landing page and give it to somebody else. They can do it. The forms on the landing page collect data. If somebody comes and enters like a request for a proposal or whatever, both the vendor and the MSP gets notified. It goes into their CRMs as well as a lead. So landing page is a very important thing for us. I mean, joint events.
To answer your question, Adam, so we can stay on topic, is yes, you can create a landing page.
And
if you have other partnerships, you prefer HubSpot or Marketo, you can use them instead, he's saying, because he acts as an aggregate, right?
Correct.
See, that's how we answer the question. See?
Bam. There you go.
And
Okay.
well, and let's go one more question then, Sudhir, because you essentially can do all the same functionality as a marketing automation platform can.
Absolutely.
Okay, good answer. Or
Thank you.
they can use external ones too that they already use and bring it into the fold to be complementary to what you're doing. Done.
Right.
Okay. Perfect.
So let's shift over to Steve. Let's talk about some challenging aspects, right? So what's been kind of the most challenging aspect of, man, I just saw the time, and now Sean, me and time.
I know you're about to lose your shit. I know.
What's been kind of the most challenging aspects of building out RYTHMz right now?
Well, landing pages.
Thank you. Not sure what platform to use.
No, the biggest challenge that we had is getting there was some different pieces that come in. Technology, we didn't have railroads till the steam engine, 40 years after the steam engine. So the technology came out, everybody's got buzzwords. IoT, then 5G, now AI is kind of the new buzzword, right? It's really kind of going over what that 5G piece was and going, hey, you really need to relook at this, and kind of educating our MSPs to understand. It's been a little bit of challenging aspect for it. The tech is there. The tech is ancient old tech. The relationships had to be in place. So I had to make sure that was there. Once we had that, that was fine. Now it's more of the education piece, the MSPs, for them to understand, not only can this be a backup, this could be your primary. Not only could it be your primary, this could be your stopgap. Not only can it be,
but it's not exciting because it's not in a T-Mobile commercial yet.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's.
I mean, that's what
it is in T-Mobile's crosshairs. What are you talking about?
No. Their commercial doesn't say RYTHMz. Is my point.
No,
it doesn't. That's where the education comes into play, because if it's on the internet and it's on a commercial, it's real.
Yeah,
it's like the map.
And some of the we don't wear magenta, so that's another thing. It's more and more black t-shirts.
That's not so you totally missed your whatever. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so right now it's all cell carrier, and let me just ask about this, because right now I'm speaking through Starlink with you guys. So is there an option to go up?
Actually,
that's my favorite answer. Get additional bandwidth. They have the new minis now.
Starlink is incorporated in our product already.
What? Through T-Mobile?
Nope, through Starlink.
Ooh, bam.
Carrier agnostic, right through Starlink, and you can actually manage Starlink through our box.
I don't think Adam realizes that Starlink's a carrier. That's why
Starlink's carrier. Can't be through T-Mobile. We're actually a Starlink partner.
This is interesting, because I imagine Starlink had a satellite dish or something.
So when we talked about, I said I wanted to be technology
agnostic. Yeah.
So I have to have non-terrestrial technology. I have to have cell, and I have to be able to do wide area networks. So I can do all three.
And the reason why he does that is because he wants to be geo redundant.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm going to take that one. Thank you, Mr. Lardo. I appreciate that. That's the third or fourth thing I've stolen from you. You just won a prize.
Oh yeah. But seriously, that's the difference is that area coverage with redundancy not being a problem. And that requires you to be, it's the same thing, the same reason why AT&T bought Cricket.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cricket support and the price points, and they wanted to have the towers to be able to bounce off of.
So here's what's really interesting. Here's something really interesting. Who do you think owns the second or third largest bandwidth in 5G?
Wait, ask that question again.
Who do you think owns the second or third largest bandwidth spectrum in 5G?
T-Mobile.
The government.
Dish Networks.
Dish Network.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's cheaper for them to beam it to you over 5G than it is for them to dig up a fiber line. So that's really where all this is going. And if you kind of look at a lot of the 5G market, we're going up 40.3% over the next 5 years. Faster than cybersecurity, faster than anything. So they're right now at 8.5 billion. They're going to be 65 billion in 4 years. And that's just small and medium-sized businesses.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Cool. Impressive.
This is a market for MSPs to get into.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we only have 4 minutes left now. Sean, you have training. No, wait, it's Thursday. It's not Wednesday.
We have training too, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have training.
Okay.
So questions for you now. Okay, so first off, are you guys ready for the Battle Royale next week? Because that takes place next week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've seen you both speak.
I'm going up against Uncle Larry.
You're not.
Safe guy for him.
You're screwed. So that's one, because you have 5 minutes to go. You got 2 pitches next week for some of you, some maybe not. But okay, that's one. Second, both of you first year on PitchIT.
Right.
How do you feel? What are your thoughts? I'll start with you, Sudhir.
This is awesome. I really like it. I like the contestants. You know what? Can I just say? Can you not make me the winner? I just don't want to win. Okay, I like Steve better than. Right? I mean,
I love it when Sudhir's real personality comes out. It's great.
Because again, I know most of the contestants. I mean, they can use they are a lot of them are using our platform as well. So I like it. I could find some new friends as well. So first year, I hope I'll be there in the second year, right, Sean? I mean, so make sure that you let them know that not to make us a winner.
If you don't want to win, all right, I'll let them know.
I mean, I want to meet Steve next year as well, right, Steve?
We'll meet anyway.
We all are getting together. We're all going to be at Nation Connect.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. What do you think?
But this is fantastic, Sean. I mean, I think ConnectWise is doing a great job of bringing all these things. I mean, I think other players should look at it.
Let's ask it a little bit further. So, Sudhir, you had some sort of image of what this program was like. You've been through the 16 weeks now. You have a couple more weeks left for the final pitch. What was your imagination of going into it versus what you've experienced?
Imagination. When I went initially, I thought it would be a competition, but I didn't know how are we going to compete, because we all have different areas and what we are going to do. Who will add more value? I was just thinking all of those things. But then in the 16 weeks, I could see like we get exposed to all these different areas. I mean, some things which we didn't know. I didn't know about OML before, which I came to know, and which I know I should have. I mean, there was few things I was supposed to say. I couldn't say, Sean, thanks to you. Anyway, but see, I learned all these things, that how to stay on topic, stay on point.
Did you though?
Don't let Steve interrupt you. Steve, be quiet. You're talking.
So again, and I think this is pretty unique. I like the format. I like the collaboration among everybody. That's also a really cool thing about the PitchIT program. Actually, that's what I like so far.
Very cool.
Perfect.
Steve, what about you? What was your kind of experience like this year so far?
Well, I kind of knew of it beforehand, and coming into this from having done a vendor and done these things. I will say this, and very rarely does this happen because we like to make fun of each other. Sean's done a great job. So watching what's happened throughout this and watching the camaraderie, the togetherness, even full competitors, has been amazing. And Sean's feedback, I've actually gotten feedback from Sean and used it. So that has been good. I didn't know what to expect when I came into it because I knew some people that had run it before from a long time ago. I will tell you, it's getting better and better and better. I don't want to be in the competition next year. So I kind of want to win, but I could just see it being better next year and better the year after. And kudos to Sean. I mean, Sean, you've really run and gotten this, and I think pulling people together and making people, meaning the participants, and having people kind of talk off to the side, work together. It's a testament to your leadership. And I think you did a good job.
And I'll tell you what, the first person to agree to help me with this was my host here, Adam. He was the first one to say, I was like, hey, you have a Facebook group that we can start doing stuff through, and you do a couple of live streams. He's like, or you're just doing recording. He's like, yeah, what do you want to do? I was like, PitchIT. He's like, what's that? I was like, it's this. He goes, what are we gonna do? I was like, I don't know. Let's figure it out. And like literally, that's how that started. He was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. When I said we'll figure it out, he goes, that sounds good. And that was like all it took. So he's easily influenced like me. So,
thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Now we're over by a minute. We're good.
Look, Adam gets crazy with time. He's
oh yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna. And then Adam, thank you. I just wanted to make sure I was just taking more time because I wanted to see you actually kind of fidget a little bit more. But no, I think the connections with people in the industry is also something really good. I didn't know Adam before, but I'd read his book, so that was actually kind of cool. Yeah, I actually read his book. I'm not a shameless plug. I've read multiple MSP books before I started this. I actually got a list from Jay McBain, and I'm like, I need to know, and he gave me this huge list, and I went boom, boom, because I've been out for
Jay McBain's list. What?
He recommended that I read this book. Yeah.
Shout out to Jay. Awesome, thanks, man.
Yeah. Oh, now we can stay. Now we can stay later. Look. All of a sudden, now
we can say, oh, wait, I'm on Jay McBain's. Hold on. We can go another hour as well.
I want to respect everybody's time. That's the biggest thing that comes down to is respecting your time, but also my own time. And, I have a lot of other things scheduled out today as well. And so it's awesome. It's been awesome here, Steve and Sudhir, learning about your organizations. You guys that's bringing two really cool products to the marketplace. RYTHMz, I've actually never seen that in the marketplace at all before, especially if you say it's Starlink. This is just mind-boggling to me. But that's really, it needs to be agnostic.
You done talking?
Cool. So
we're out of time. You done talking?
I know. Yeah. Sean,
I got another. Sean Sudhir and I have another meeting. Adam, you've got to clean your office.
Closing thoughts, Sean.
Closing thoughts. Everybody should be tuning in next week to watch the Battle Royale, to watch these guys go at it, to pitch for the grand prize of 70 grand. They want to become one of the 3 finalists. So go support the community. MSPs crying bitch all the time about it. So you want to have influence and impact, you go watch these guys, you pick them, you also give advice. One thing about all these vendors, they're all looking for advice from vendors and partners to tell them what they could do better. This is the perfect time to talk to them. Just so take advantage of it. So everybody needs to tune in. Start next week. What is it, on the 20th? I believe, or whatever it may be. And yeah, there you go. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm really excited, actually. This is the best time of the freaking year. So
awesome. It is. It's fun to hear. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.